We wish to welcome you to the East Kampala Church Familial Bonds Show. This year we are focusing on family, faith and the digital world. Today we are honored to host Dr. and Mrs. Seguya, and they are going to share with us their journey of love, and we hope to inspire somebody who is watching this show. Perhaps if you're contemplating marriage, you can pick lessons which can help you to grow in your relationship. We wish to welcome you.
Thank you very much.
How are you today?
We're good.
Very, very good?
Very well.
Well, the person seeing us today could be wondering, you look so fresh. How long have you been married?
Over 30 years.
Over 30 years. Wow.
Yes.
Now, it has been said that love is blind, marriage is an eye-opener. Mm-hmm. We want to get to know, how did you meet?
We actually met in a church setting.
Okay.
I used to serve in church, Makerere Chiwunya,
okay.
On development, but also occasionally I would be a chorister. And I think I was a chorister. On that day, noticed her and reached out to her.
Okay.
Tell the rest.
Okay. The way I remember it, you didn't reach out that day, but I think that's the first day, I noticed he was watching me. So then ultimately he got my number later on in life, from someone we know, a mutual person.
Okay.
We didn't have cell phones back then. But it was my work phone. He called me and we arranged to go on a date, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Wow.
Here we are.
You know how I called?
No.
And for the next probably years, I had a small car, as a car. It's a small car, and I used to drive all the way from Mamble. Mamble is Gaza Road.
Okay.
And the phone that I could use to call was at the central post office. So I would drive all the way from Mamble.
Okay.
And I would come, put in coins,
Okay.
and call. And talk, and drive all the way back to Mamble. So if I wanted to call 3 times, I would have to drive 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah, but it wasn't a problem. There were no cell phones. Our workplace didn't have phones that are public, something like that. So there was a phone box at the central post office. That you go to and call.
Okay. Now, somebody watching us would wonder, when you do call, the other side, at the end of the line, were you sure she would be there? How would you communicate to get to know that he's going to call this time?
In this case, by then we would know, he'd know I'd be on duty at work.
Okay.
And so he would call so that, we could have a chat, a nice long chat.
I knew her schedule because they had a phone at home.
Okay.
There was a phone at work.
Okay.
So I knew whether I had to call Chireka or to call Yusuf Rule Road.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Are there instances where you called and someone else picked?
Obviously, because it was my work. Then he would say,
work.
I'm looking for Irene. So then they would call me and
What if it's the dad who had picked?
there was no issue. There was nothing to hide.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to talk to Irene. That's the way it is.
Okay.
And I don't remember him or her mom having any issue with that. No.
yes.
Okay. We also want to get to know, usually as the younger generation, when you meet somebody, immediately there's that spark. And some of us rush. We feel like if I don't approach this person, they'll be taken away from me. For your case, was it love at first sight?
Largely so. And that's why I took the number and I called.
Okay.
Yeah, because some of these things, you have to take action. If you see something you want, you take action and get it. If you can get it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I saw her. I said, well, she looks nice, well-behaved, Christian. I had some things which I promised myself. And one of those things, because I'm a convert,
Yes.
and I converted later in life, at senior 6 in high school. So I promised myself, I think I need a wife who is born Adventist. so that they could take me along on a journey, other than being responsible, for instance, for a new convert. When I'm also yeah, so she ticked the boxes, and so yeah.
Are there particular qualities you wanted in a man?
You know, I'd never thought of it that way, but the one thing that stood out for me is that he's very intelligent. He's very clever. Even now, he's a depth of knowledge. He knows everything. So that stood out. And he was also very confident. Back then, when I was young, I don't know, I was hard to approach, maybe, a little bit. But he was confident. You know, immediately I understood he knew what he wanted. And like he said, we hit it off when we began to talk. We found things that were mutually interesting. He was very respectful. He is very kind. Yeah, so.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Yes, to the single person watching us, I think you've had, number one, confidence. He was very kind. He knew what he wanted.
Yes.
Many of our young people delay to make a decision.
Yes.
They see something nice, they beat around the bush. Now, we want to transition a little bit in the aspect of finance. Usually the couples who are newly married, 5 years down, they have challenges managing the money. How has it been on your side?
First of all, one thing which we set aside was to have visibility over our finances. That means that I gave her access to my account, she gave me access to her account. So we knew what was on each other's account. It wasn't much. So it wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem out for me because there wasn't much on the account, but it was ours. So that grew a sense of responsibility. And I always call her the permanent secretary. In ministries, they are the ones who handle money.
Okay.
So she knows how to handle those things very well. And so for me, it was a good thing. And she's also very clever, by the way.
Okay.
So it helped us in terms of finance.
Okay.
But she can say something more about
Yeah, that's where I want her to chip in, because nowadays we know that a man's money is the family's money. But a cent is that one is yours. So we want to understand, because nowadays very few couples are transparent in finances.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
So thank you very much. Just as Andrew mentioned, he led the way. I remember he was about to go away to school to Australia. We had just begun to date. And as he was going away, he took me to his bank so that I could become a signatory onto his account. I remember he had about 600K on the account. It wasn't a lot of money then, but I felt a sense of responsibility, you know, and that has happened ever since, you know. Then we began the culture of saving together, you know, at a very early stage. We put all our money together in the same pool. The good thing is we have similar habits by and largely. I think he spends a little bit more than me, but we are very goal-oriented. And all through the years, when we decide we want something, we save up money for it. Most of the time, we've gotten the money that we have through employment initially. But we had very good saving habits, saved the money together. And the fact that he entrusted me, or he up to now entrusts me with, you know, the money that he goes out to sweat and make. It gives me a sense of responsibility to watch out for this money, to be a good steward, so to speak, for this money. So transparency.
Transparency is key. That is interesting, because many men, once we entrust our money with the women, there is that fear. She may disappear with it. She may use all the money. I don't know. We didn't have that fear. Not at all. We want also to rewind a little bit the clock. There has been of course, an aspect of growth, career-wise. The children have come in, and all these. We want to see how are you able to juggle around with the changes that came in. Yeah, there you go. I like that.
The changes that came in, well, as I mentioned initially, we started out early with our saving culture. And from our very first savings, we bought, the property that we live on. We remember that. We bought our property, and we take decisions together, plan together, take decisions together. When we have a little extra money coming in, we decide together what we're going to spend it on. And even after the children came in, again, we prioritize, we sit down and make plans, and we agree. We actually hardly ever disagree. We agree on most things, on big expenses. At the same time, we leave room for each of us to make independent decisions so that we don't feel too crowded out. But even through the changing seasons, we would still sit together, set goals together, agree on things, and then make those decisions to spend.
And also create freedom for personal needs, because everybody has the thing. She doesn't have to ask me if she has seen something in the shop that she likes. I also go and I'm a car enthusiast. I buy all sorts of useless things to put the car, carbon, what. Yeah. So there is that level of freedom, but freedom with responsibility.
Okay. Yeah. To you who is following us, this is the East Kampala Church Familial Bonds Show. Our focus is family, faith, and the digital world. Of course, we want to explore a lot from this couple, the Seguyas, what they've been able to accomplish. Of course, they are so passionate in serving God, and that's where I want to get. Many times when people get married, you may find somebody who is so into church service, but because of responsibilities of family, they end up withdrawing a little bit. How were you able to balance?
I actually think it should be the other way. When you get children into the marriage, I think you need God more to guide you. If you look at East Kampala, very, very strong classes for all sorts of children. It's very difficult for you to be involved in those for the children to grow when you as an adult, you're detached. Yeah, so for us, as we grew into our family life, we actually grew into church. I served in Makerere. She did not attend Makerere because at that time, that's when I went to Australia. But we went together and we joined the church in Australia. And then we came back. Then we went to Botswana. We joined the church there. We didn't serve, but we were involved. And all these other places where we've moved, coming back, we found that it is important. And I'd like to tell young people who are probably watching us that being with God when you are family actually stabilizes you. There are certain things which you can't do. If you go Munsi, I mean, we've had a situation where we had some entertainment places nearby. Married men would be out until 5 in the morning, 4, and they go home. So when does this person bring up their children? But in a Christian life, you need to be involved in church. The children have grown up in church, so we don't have to tell them to go to church.
Sure.
Both of them are deacons.
Amen.
I mean, why? Why? Because someone felt they deserved to be. And we both as parents are serving. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens when you have been involved. So I think becoming a family actually drew us more into church.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to hear you.
Yeah, in agreement with Andrew, and I always tell people with young children this, like, be thankful for having young children, because it forces you to go to church.
Sure.
I was born Adventist, as you might know. Your parents took you to Sabbath school on time, and your parents persevered, and you've become who you are. You know Jesus the way you do, largely because of how your parents brought you up.
Sure.
So when you get children, you are forced to go to church. You cannot take a day off to stay home and sleep.
Okay.
Because you have children and they must go to church. And through their whole different life stages. Because you tell yourself, what excuse will I give God? Sure. If he asks me, what was your part? What part did you do? And as he says, service did not come, when we were younger. Sometimes some people are blessed they serve when they're young. But for us, as he says, I think we grew into it.
Okay.
And as we've grown older, we've realized there's something above us. God is above all of us. And there's a lot more to life than the things that affect just you.
Wonderful.
And that's what service is about.
Wonderful.
For us.
I want to ask this question on behalf of that new couple with a new child, or 3-year-old, 4-year-old, and they have responsibility at church. They have to rush on Sabbath morning. You can imagine they trying to put the bits together. How was it on your side?
I think I'll take that one. I used to joke and say that the devil camped at our house on Sabbath morning. There can be chaos in the house on Sabbath morning and trying to get everybody organized to get them to church. But one thing we agreed on early on in life, that we leave nobody home. I mean, I could have at some point said, you know what, I'm being delayed. Let me pick out whoever I can pick out. I was able to actually go to church alone.
Oh.
And it was God. I can't say it was any human thing. We persevered and determined that we would go to church together.
Wonderful.
In our imperfect way, we would still make it a point to go to church together, make it a point to have family worship in imperfect ways, without perhaps ticking all the boxes.
Okay.
But to stick together as a family and to always keep it at the back of our minds that this is my greatest TMI. When we get to heaven, God will ask me where Andrew is.
Sure.
And often when we have a fight, which is rarely, he always tells me, So,
but she has a very simple way to get everybody to church.
Okay.
She wakes up early, arranges everything.
Okay.
And as we boys are moving around, we don't know where the shoes are and what. She says, I've set it in the car, you'll find him in the car. So you find it difficult to delay in the house when someone is in the car.
Okay.
So everybody does quickly so that they can join
I've learned my
in
tricks.
the car. And then we all go.
Wonderful.
And we are happy. Yeah. East Kampala is a great church.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I've had cases of husbands leaving their wives and children because they have delayed. Because you want to beat the time. You're the deacon, you're on program, and it's painful.
Yeah.
It's painful. You're leaving your family.
Yeah, I think as a head of the house, what happens in your house is actually the buck stops. So if they don't get ready in time, probably it's because you did not facilitate them to do so.
Oh.
Yes. And if you are probably more helpful, because sometimes as men, we wake up, pick your suit, socks, shoes, even if they are not shined, it's okay. And you get in the car and you say, we go. But who made breakfast?
No, man.
Who woke up the children? Who did this? Because children will wake up and say, Mommy, I don't know where the clothes are. So who did that? And you find yourself that you actually didn't participate in preparing your own family.
Surely.
So it would be very unfair for you to say, Mundu isiza. What is your part in it as the leader? So we had a very simple, we are not perfect. I can tell you that Probably my kids could have taken the gene from me. We move around in circles. So she sits in the car and we are sorted.
Okay.
We all follow the car and start moving there. I have one child, I will not mention who. They can come with everything they are going to wear and what, and they bring them in the car.
Okay.
Then as we drive, they start putting on one item by one, doing their hair, and life goes on. The bottom line is we get to church and we have a good day.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing those experiences. The person watching the Familiar Bonds show may imagine you've had it all together from the start. You've said you rarely fight, which may be unique, but there are many couples that have many fights. There are aspects of conflict which we want to explore. How have you been able to navigate through the conflicts?
You just give it
Time.
time.
Okay.
Think about it. In Uganda, we say,
Surely.
Even if you have a mountain of things to do,
Okay.
if I've not said it, you can't quote it. And then afterwards, you find it was actually nothing. So, just so that is it. This is okay. We come back to it. We shall sort it out.
Okay.
Yeah. And then actually, it could even be the person to come back and say, nayo manyi, ekintu kino nkibuuzizzaako. I think no. Bunadde njogedde si we twagala okukola. And this thing is so. But if you said something, you know, human beings, especially ladies, me, I'm an animal person. Wildlife,
Yes.
The elephant never forgets. Never forgets. So the thing is, the things that you speak will come back. Of course, you can forgive and everything, but still, you spoke. So, for the couples out there,
Yes.
good rule. Atayogera.
Jusa. Okay.
She can have.
And she doesn't mean that we avoid issues that are serious. We actually speak about them. But when we say we rarely conflict, and all the way from the beginning, I remember him making a comment. I'm sure by now he has taken it back. He used to wonder in our early years, he had not seen me cross. So obviously with time, and it took a while for us to actually get into an actual argument with emotions, you know, when one is on the other side and all that. But we've learned to fight well, keep it in mind that we are fighting for us. It's not me against you.
Okay.
And to also not make quick decisions in those moments when you're feeling emotional. Do not make that decision. And we forgive quickly. We don't count the score.
Okay.
Once we've had a big, we've had a falling out of, a disagreement over something, we either discuss it until we come to an agreement, but at the end of the day, we don't drag it on.
Okay.
Even when I'm tempted to drag it on, I'm like, it's a lot easier if I let it drop. Either let it drop or agree to disagree, but don't carry on things beyond the actual argument. And holding things in your heart, anger, we try so hard to not keep anger in that heart, because that's the same heart that you're going to kneel down and pray to God with.
Surely.
You only have one heart. It's the same heart that you're going to love your children with. And as we've grown older, how can you be angry at this person who you say that you love? Do you wish them to not be here? So life is really short. We keep a short score.
Okay.
But also as you grow, as a pastor, you know these things. There is a responsibility that God gave parents, okay? That, for instance, what you say to a child, a curse, a word, actually is very strong. And it can actually actualize. So you be careful.
Sure.
with it. The tongue is one of the most dangerous things. So even outside, when something happens at church, she comes and tells me,
Let it go.
just you get did they stone you? No. So what?
Okay.
And then after some time, you find the person actually seeking us out, and life continues. Just
Interesting.
But if you went out and so you'll never find us in conflict. No. I tell her that.
Okay. I want to get to know more about communication. You see, you've talked about how you work out the conflicts, avoiding the fights, trying to work out through. Many couples suffer of that aspect, communication. I come to church, I keep quiet. Like you said, atayogedete jusa. Sometimes we keep things to ourselves. Then we erupt. So we want you to advise the couples, especially how do we communicate? How best can we communicate?
I'd say if it bothers you enough, speak about it.
Okay.
Speak about it. Do not keep it. But once you've spoken about it, also don't drag it on. Speak about it, air it out, so that you know. But also, as you grow older, you learn to weigh things, to prioritize, you know. But do not keep anger, you know, and keep the communication going all the time. And now that you mentioned that, he actually works in Kigali, so he's not home a lot. And even in life, he's traveled a lot, but we are always in touch. We're always in touch. We send, I don't know how many messages through the scope of the day.
Okay.
So stay in touch, but also don't leave room for being misinterpreted. Okay? So be clear, and on the other hand, also be clear to your partner.
Yeah, that is usually challenging, especially when you have a beautiful wife, handsome husband, very active husband. There are people who can get close to them. Either at church, it could be that deaconess who is close. It could be maybe you have a challenge with the car. Someone comes and helps the wife, and just caused some conflict. What do you advise? Let me go with Doctor here.
Now, for me, I take church as a place of rest, as a place of when I interact with the ladies at church. To tell you the truth, I look at them as my sisters.
How about those not at church?
Sorry?
What of those outside church?
Even outside church, we have people we work with.
Okay.
It only ends up in tears.
Okay.
100%. It will. Because you are married.
Okay.
So now what is going to happen? People need also responsibilities, what and all. So for me, it has not been a problem. Probably we might not be the best people to talk about it because it has not been a problem. But for me, you gave examples of church and what. I think for me, my advice is keep church people as your brothers and sisters. Because you imagine a conflict, at least in East Kampala, let us look at a small community like East Kampala, where such a thing happens. It will cause so much discomfort, and I don't think it's worth it. So I really think that people should not go there.
Okay.
It's not worth it.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
I'd like to say that I think it's for me as a woman, it's a lot easier when I grow older. You recognize the vows you made.
Yes.
You know, made vows in front of God. He was there and he said, let no man put asunder. People ignore that protection.
Okay.
That is an ultimate protection. God sees everywhere. God hears the things that we do not hear. So there's no need to worry too much.
Yes.
Or to try and micromanage things for yourself. God has an eye on it.
Okay.
Worry about things that are more useful to you.
Yeah,
So that's why we stay in communication when I'm in Kigali. Either it is a video call, or it's a WhatsApp call, or it's a direct call. And you talk, you do what. It's usually those gaps of loneliness that can, disturb people.
Challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge, but keep the communication going and everything. Yeah, but also, for instance, for me, who is nearby, within driving distance, and I have the resources, I have the cars that I can drive, 511 kilometers,
Okay.
is 7 hours,
Okay.
in a beautiful road. I eat chicken on the road and what. So getting home is not a problem. So get home and bond and go away and come back and bond. Yeah. So it's been a blessing because God allowed it and made it that way. But still, for the couples that don't have that kind of situation, I think the safer person that you chose that one.
Yes.
It is safer.
Yes.
Better and advisable to keep there.
Okay.
Yet anything else ends in tears.
Surely. I think you're bringing out the aspect of the name of our show very well, familial bonds. And we have talked about family. We've talked about some aspects of faith. We want to get into the digital world. The phones have brought a lot of challenges in couples. Right from the communication, you've said you maintain the communication, but there is that message that you can see on your partner's phone, and immediately you get like a running stomach. I know with you it may be different, but the younger couples, 1 to 5 years or below 10, these are some of the things that somehow disturb them.
Yeah.
What advice would you give them to navigate?
And it's a serious concern, I would say. Advice or reassurance that this will change if you focus on the important things.
Okay.
At the end of the day, each of us are responsible for our own behavior. I cannot control what Andrew does. I can only control what I do. So, dear listener out there who's concerned and who's struggling with this, give it to God, give it time, and by the time you're my age or in your 50s, I promise you it will not be a problem for you anymore. It will not be a problem for you anymore. But it is serious. It's a serious concern because one feels as though a very precious thing has been breached.
Surely.
But it's out of your control. So what if you're bonyiga no nakwala nyo? So yeah, what are you going to say?
No, it is a challenge, especially for the young couples. But for many times, what you see is not actually what you get. Because we interact with so many people, whether lady or man, that have different bureaus. Okay? So for me, my challenge is that I really try to reach out to everyone. Now, some people can misunderstand that to be that I'm friendly. Okay? So that message can come. Okay? But I have people that work below me, a friend actually who work below, and I always tell them that sometimes it's a communication. But you might know how they communicate. Atabalala, they have grown up in homes where bogiranga webagal.
Okay.
So like Irina said, take it to God, keep calm, and discuss these issues. Yeah, discuss. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Find a way forward.
Interesting. Yes, for you who is following the show, we are still getting to know more about the Seguyas their journey of love. Of course, there are challenges that have come along the way, which you want to know, because every couple has had that point that has tested their love. And the person watching us, through that experience, I know they can get to learn how to navigate that challenge. Is there some aspect that somehow tested your love?
Tested our love. Not tested our love, maybe tested our marriage.
Okay, yes.
The one that stands out, maybe the middle part. We've been married nearly 3 decades, so the middle decade. Part of the growth process now when I look back is that, Andrew changed jobs.
Okay.
And he went to a new job that was really demanding. Prior to this, we seemingly did everything together. We would go shopping for the children. It was around Christmas time, I remember. And he had changed jobs to this new job. And he was called and he was told, the minister needs you. So he got out his wallet and he gave it to me. Like I was left in shock.
Sorry.
And that for me, I don't think you remember that we were in Aristoc. It marked a turning point of doing things alone, which is part of growing up now when I look back. So the job was demanding. It was in the public eye. I was forced to start doing a lot of parenting things alone sometimes because he was away for work. It was a very in the eye, public eye job. So that took some navigating.
Okay.
But what happened, and I think as God designs things, is that I grew deeper into prayer. I learned to actually pray, to pray for him every day, to pray so deeply. And we're blessed to have good parents, I have a good mother. And I can say that marked the beginning of my intense and deep prayer life.
Amen.
And even now, I think, still in that middle decade, he got a job that took him further away to Kigali. But as he has mentioned, there are things to thank God for. First of all, he's alive. He's just in Kigali. He could have been farther on where he can't drive on an afternoon.
So one thing which she hasn't mentioned is that now it made her a jack of all trades. She runs our businesses, makes sure all things are paid. We are into real estate. She manages it. So she knows skills, life skills that are way beyond what she bargained for, because she's a health professional. And now she's into other things, which I think, I must say, if I were you, and I think you are grateful, that you've broadened your knowledge.
Absolutely.
Beyond what you went to school for.
Yeah.
Sure.
He took care of everything. I used to make the joke that even if there was a mosquito in the net, I would say, Andrew, there's a mosquito. He would wake up and he was responsible for almost everything. So yes, it enabled me to grow. But for me, I can remember, because I journal my prayers and I can look back. And to that person who is watching, look up, the seasons do pass.
Amen.
The seasons do pass. And when I look back and I see the things I really worried and I stressed about, I can now laugh about them.
Surely.
Yeah, we can only attribute that to God.
Surely. We want to thank you for sticking around with us on the East Kampala Church Familial Bonds show. We are continuing with the journey of love of the Seguyas. And we want to get to know more how they were able to navigate the challenges and how they turned them into opportunities. Stick around for part 2.